2 men out. Runner on first. Raimel Tapia up at the plate. Can Kirby close this down and seal this series for your Seattle Mariners? Swing and a miss at a 97-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone. 0-1. Only done 2 other times in Major League history has a team come down from 7 runs down in the postseason. Mariners looking to be one of those teams. Runner on first, 2 men down, bottom of the 9th. Mariners up 10-9. Kirby with a pitch and a swing. Strike 2. 0-2 here. Can he close him down? Can he ignite the city of Seattle tonight? And revelry and exuberance and celebration. The Toronto fans are clutching at their hands. Tapia looks back at Kirby. He's got the sign. Kirby with the delivery 0-2. Hit up into the air to Julio Rodriguez. The Mariners have got it. They've sealed the series and they're moving on, folks. The dream still remains alive. This ain't about the future. This is about today. And right now, today, this Mariner team is on track to get themselves up into maybe a World Series run. Yes, there's more work to be done. But you have now laid the bricks right now for this postseason play. What about this Mariner team? You can't tell me this isn't one of the most funnest Mariner teams you've ever watched in your life. Not merely because they've gotten on to the next round, not merely because they've won as many games as they've won, but because they do not quit. They do not give up. They do not go quietly into that great night. No, they say, we will come back at you today. Are there innings left? Are there at-bats left? Do I have strikes left? Well, then I'm still fighting. And not in spirit, not in theory, not by what I say, by what I show you. And this team has showed you every single time and again, that they are willing to show that resiliency, that they will not give up. Doesn't matter regular season or now indeed in the postseason. How many teams out there, don't matter how good you are, get down by 7 runs, with the day left, by the way, with the day to look into tomorrow and say, we got some breathing room. We got some room for error. I'll tell you, those teams would lay over and show you their belly. But not this Mariner team. Not this Mariner team, and not today. What a magnificent victory by your Seattle Mariners. You have a great swing in this game where you start out and Robbie Ray just cannot find his control, cannot find the zone, struggling to get his ball placement any which way but loose as far as sliders or fastballs go. So you're going to have to gut this game out, and you get down by some runs, and Services perhaps a little bit late in pulling out not only Robbie Ray, but a couple of other relievers in moments in this game. Yet the offense doesn't give up. The offense doesn't give up. And then frankly, they do a lot of things that they've not necessarily done this year to get that offense going. Those final 4 runs that you got to get the game back to tied were on the back of your hitters putting good level swings on balls, just getting them into play, and let's see if some good things can happen. Literally the biggest swing of the game. J.B. Crawford out there. And he hits a little ball up in the air. Just put it in play, get the bat on the ball, get it into play. Good things will happen. The ball settles down. You get a couple of those runs in. You're able to then tie the game. The relief pitchers do well enough. You got to give our Mariner pitchers props in this game for relatively holding it down as well as they could against a very tough lineup. That was a Blue Jay team fighting for their life in this game. And if you look past Ray and Sewall, Brash, Castillo, Festa, Murphy, Munoz, and Kirby, 1 run between the lot of the rest of them given up. And Munoz, fantastic job coming in the 8th. That was your save spot, and has to face the top of the lineup at that point. Has to face Guerrero 1-1 at that point. Takes care of business, gets out of that inning. And then how about the kid George Kirby? Ice water flowing through his veins. Comes into the 9th. Still not in any safe territory in this Ranger lineup by any measure at all, right? Not at all is he in any sort of safe measure. Comes in there against some real tough hitters, including one guy who had hit 2 home runs on you in the game. One guy that's had 3 base hits out of 4 bats coming into the game in that moment. And he just comes in, and even as you can tell, as he's in the moment there, he's got the little lump up in his throat, right? You see him trying to swallow and adjust in the cap. Young kid's going, man, this is a big moment here. But he steps up to that moment. And even as that control's kind of wavering there in that moment, he finds it. He finds it and regains it back. Again, resiliency, an ability to come from behind, an ability to say, okay, yeah, things started out a little bit rough for me, but it's going to be about how I finish. We've got a football team that's told you for years, it ain't about how you start the game, but it's about how you finish the game. And you don't win the game in the first quarter, you win it in the fourth quarter. Well, you don't win the game in the first, second, third inning. But you can go win it in the eighth and the ninth. That's what this Mariner team showed you. We're about to go play the Astros. We're about to go head on and go play Houston, folks. Get yourself excited. And I said before, and I'll say it once again here now, do not dream low. Do not dream small. Do not think, oh, well, it's just good enough we got a series here. No, that's not good enough. This team can play with any team in baseball on any given night. We got as good a chance as anybody out there. So don't dream low, you dream high. You dream this year, right now. Let's start a dynasty run this year. How does that sound to you guys? Sounds fine by me.
Yeah! The next stop, y'all know where we're going. It ain't gonna be easy.
We got it!
We got it!
Yes!
Are you ready?
Believe it!
I'm ready!
Are you ready? I'm ready! Let's go!